a nice ride. I grabbed Ellie and we rode for like another hour.
Nice.
Yeah. She loves that scooter. She loves keeping up with it.
Route calculation. Prepare to turn right in more than half a mile.
I think it's Dave.
Oh,
Because they McMobile stopped.
that's right. They all had to pee, so it took forever. Why is it telling you to take a right? Oh, that's weird. Oh, it wants you to go to Maine. Or it wants you to go Washington instead of Maine.
Yeah. No. It wants me on the thruway, I think.
Oh, that is. I bet it is. It's trying to take you to the thruway.
I think it might be trying to take me over 86 and down. Like towards New York on 86. No,
In
it's
a
got it
quarter
towards
of a
Erie.
mile, turn right.
It looks like it's trying to route you through Erie.
Yeah.
It'll self-correct.
It'll get it.
Probably change by the time we get to the other side of Jamestown.
Yep, that's Dave. I need to invert the video backwards. It's weird.
That way?
Yeah.
Mirrored. I hate when I watch the piano videos of people playing piano and it's mirrored.
Take next right.
That's why I couldn't focus. That's why I couldn't get it to point right.
Oh, right?
Like, because it was
Route
backwards.
calculation.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Double backwards.
I guess I gotta flip the video instead of roll the video.
Prepare to turn right in 3/4 of a mile.
Now, what the hell is roll? Chris?
Yep.
That's
Because it's not the same as flip.
right. But I mean, right. Guess I've just never seen it called roll before. But I've never seen a camera that can roll in increments other than, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It just gives you like it click whole steps, but you could probably roll it by a small amount.
Yeah. Just to adjust for a bad mounting or something.
Yeah. Like because this.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
My mom applied for a Ring camera doorbell and it was approved and they came and installed it. She's obsessed with it.
Applied and approved for like a free one.
Yeah, free one. Yeah, because she's over 70, so, or 65 or whatever it is.
Interesting. Some sponsored by
Yeah.
the city, sponsored
I
by
think
Ring.
by the state, I think. I think it was a state program to get elderly people Ring cameras.
Oh, they're trying to move us.
Oh no! You get it on camera.
Yeah, we did, but you gotta text them and tell them their windows are too tinted to move us. I just realized we're behind them.
Take next right.
I'll get as close as I can. Windows are too tinted
dash key.
Can't see your ass. Well, I can't. I couldn't see it. Either the window tint needs to be
Calculation.
either the window tint needs to be lighter or your ass needs to be brighter.
Still
Route calculation. Take next right, then take next right.
Just exit.
Do you care if I smoke while we slow roll out of town? And sip the last few sips of my hot coffee.
Just pause this thing until
Take
we're out of
next
town.
right, then take next right.
I also need to move it up.
Route calculation. Take next left, then take next left. Route calculation. In 900 feet, turn
Bunch of rain coming or
right.
something. They've got the Shadacoin just a ripping today.
I think just from all the rain that we've had,
It could be, yeah.
they have to keep it
But
open.
they usually try and stay ahead of it too.
As much as you have to stay ahead of something the size of a Shadacoin.
Yeah.
You know, you think about the size of this dam and infrastructure, and then go look at the size of Kinzu.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and the amount of water they put out through that,
Yeah.
and then think about how that's a tiny. Kinzu's a tiny dam in the scheme of like
Oh,
dams.
for sure.
It's tiny.
We used to, for years, we put in right under the dam for our canoe trip.
Yeah.
And every year we wouldn't know, like, are we gonna zip past Warren like
Yeah.
100 miles an hour, or are we gonna have to like navigate the only places
Are we gonna have
in the
to
river
ford
where
our canoes?
yeah, it's deep enough. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just wiggle and waggle around.
Yeah. Scooting along on the rocks.
And we're loaded down too. You know what I mean? It's, but last two times we did reservoir instead. It's nice.
Oh, just on the reservoir?
Yep. We did the Allegheny 23 times. It was time for a little change.
Yeah.
Plus, we'd already consumed almost all the firewood on every island.
pushing the wrong button and trying to turn cruise control on.
Oh,
Like, what the fuck's that word?
so what happened? You guys had to pay for the battery or the headlights or something?
Yeah, they ended up charging for that.
What the heck?
For the replacement of it, for the service call. So
Oh.
apparently their roadside service isn't free. You know, for the truck.
Right.
Their emergency roadside service must cost money.
You have to use.
Because if I had known that, I would have just fucking gone and bought a battery.
Right.
I would have bought a battery from the guys right there. You know, like the shop, the
Yeah.
bus yard could have given me a battery. Like,
Any battery they have
could've-
sitting around.
yeah, we could have just bought a battery from them.
And drove without high beams.
Well, I drove and got to an auto parts store and bought. They're standard off the shelf high beams. You know, like
Yeah.
so. Like,
Yeah.
kind of one of those things you don't know the outcome of until you experience, and now we've experienced it'll never happen again. The other side, you would never think that someone would do. I mean, it's funny because I had just like had the thought, I don't know, earlier that week, like driving or whatever, that like if you were gonna learn to steal from a car, that you would learn to break into like a fleet vehicle, like Penske trucks or something like that. And I was like, yeah, you know, they did that. I just didn't expect them to fucking steal a battery. Like, how much meth can you get for a battery?
Yeah, I don't know what they're.
What's the conversion rate? Lead acid to meth.
You know they're selling it for enough to buy a freaking hamburger.
They're not buying hamburgers.
No, they're not buying hamburgers.
They're not buying hamburgers.
They're selling it for whatever they can. Anybody will pay for it.
Yeah. Probably the absolute worst part is they're probably selling it to the mechanics that are the roadside service mechanics that are they're taking them back out and charging $1,000 for them.
They're in cahoots.
Yeah. Okay, Cracky, go out and steal me some batteries from
Yeah, we're getting a low on inventory.
4 inflated Penske's.
Yeah, we're paying good for these right now. Go get them.
Well, out of state plated. Well, I don't know. They're all out of state plated. I don't even know where we're plated from in this one. You know, like far out of state plated, because then it's high likelihood that they need to go back. So they're not going to get swapped out for another truck locally. They're going to get serviced.
Oh, right.
You know, giving the crackheads their running orders. Go steal batteries from these ones. And when you steal the batteries, don't like destroy the wiring. Just take them off nice.
Yeah. When it didn't start, the last thing to go through my head is someone had
Stolen the battery. Yeah. Yeah. Mine too. That's why I immediately went to the yard. The guys in the garage were like, "Hey, you got some jumper cables? Because I think I killed my battery. Left the dome light on, or left the box light on. You know, the
Take next right. Drive more than 10 miles.
Let's go. gain some time, and then we'll lose some time sitting in traffic. And, standard day.
So they're generally pretty accurate with that.
Yeah. What do we?
There's a bump.
Oh no! There's a bump. Fuck me, Jesus.
What cracks me up is the big fucking lifted trucks that slow down to no miles per hour.
Fuck your bump. Oh God, a divot! Although in the tiny little low sports car that's in front of Dave, and I wouldn't want to hit it too hard. It would bottom out.
What else does Jerry do that he can afford a nice sports car?
Saves every dollar he ever got.
Ah, gotcha.
Eats other people's food.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that. I mean,
Not pay for things.
I've seen him get on the bus and think he was by himself. He just instantly goes rifling through every cupboard and everything. It's just like, oh.
Ding ding.
Disc golf.
Golf or discus.
I just played a horrible tournament in the rain on Saturday.
Yeah. The tournament was horrible, or you played?
Just the rain was horrible.
Oh, okay. Rain.
No, I played alright. I did decent.
Played well, but the tournament.
Yeah. I wasn't going to win. That course is long, and there's a lot of people who throw way farther than me. It's just,
Yeah.
they have to screw up pretty bad for me to.
It's a driver's. It's a driver's course.
It's a driver's course, yeah. Is this that canoe place?
Yes. No.
No.
Step further.
Right across the river from the canoe place is where my grandparents had a camp. We used to go there a couple times a year. Right there, that little thing over there that was my grandparents' camp. But someone pulled the bus out of there. It was an old school bus. Even when I was a little kid, it was an old school bus.
EPA or somebody probably made him take it away because it was probably leaking, and every time it flooded, probably left oil slicks running away from it.
Probably.
Make them all. Can't have a derelict car in the floodplain.
So get lucky. Must be PA.
They repainted this road and they pulled that line. They put the white line further out, but they didn't recut the rumble.
Right.
So the rumble is
Yeah,
perceived closer.
in a dually, you're hard pressed to miss those.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to be on one of them, you be on the outside. You don't want to. Don't touch the yellow.
Yeah. But they actually have somewhat of a,
Mhm.
so many PA roads have no shoulders.
Oh yeah, this. You can always tell when you get to New York because the shoulders appear. there's PA doesn't have shoulders. It's standards for roads are just.
Standards for cars. If it passes inspection, it just has to look nice.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, your struts and everything, your engine could be falling out, but if there's no holes in the body, you're good.
Yep. Super weird.
I never get why they don't tear down signs.
Yeah,
They
like,
tear down hotels and motels.
why? I don't get it either.
You know, like so that Red Maple Inn it was a motel. You know, it's clearly not there anymore.
Right.
The one in the one on Fairmount, the Colonial or Colony
Colony Hotel.
Colony Motel,
Yeah.
gone, but the sign is still there.
Yeah, I don't get why the sign's all
You know, like always.
And just businesses that go out of business, they just
They don't pull their sign yet.
whatever lettering was up there, whatever was there, they just leave it.
I mean, I can understand like lettering on the front of a building, or you know anything like that, but it's literally just a sign. Like it's only good. Like it's only good for the hotel. Like it's not like it's a placard or anything.
Right.
You know, it's not like. You know, why did you leave the structure of it up at all? Why did you were tearing everything else down? Why didn't you tear this down too? Or did you pull this out of the ground?
Because someone has to pay for it. That's why.
They paid for destroying it. Like
Yeah.
that for the rest of it. You had an excavator here. I saw it. You know, why didn't you yank this out of the ground at the same time?
One spell swoop.
Let's see. Market.
Yeah, you gotta keep going. Keep going around. Follow that grayish green car.
Drive 2 miles.
budget lodge notary headstones, grave markers.
They should build trophies too. Propane. That's another thing that
Yeah,
gets
except
lumped in that
propane.
type of stuff.
Yeah. Refill. Propane refill.
Yeah.
Not just a swappy cage.
I've always kind of wondered how lucrative self-storage is.
If you have a building,
Yeah,
it's not doing anything else, pretty lucrative.
right.
There's nothing better for it to be doing. And just being someone's closet, rentable closet.
Tony, I can't remember his name from Two for Flinching, the bass player.
Mm-hmm.
That's his other job is buying,
Buying and selling. Yeah.
not, buying and selling, but you know,
Yeah.
he bids on
Yep.
abandoned.
Yep. Hoping to get the contents of. Hoping to have good contents. Find a safe with money in it.
Now, having bought that house in Lakewood from the hoarders that I bought it from,
Yeah.
and trying to sell shit on eBay and around,
You don't want nothing to do with it.
it's so much work.
Yeah.
To try and sell this crap.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta, for every one item, you generally gotta field like 50 inquiries.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I thought would sell didn't. And the stuff that I was like almost didn't list because I thought a 5-0 board game for like $240.
Yeah.
Didn't even know if, like, I just took a picture of it as was. One corner was completely rotten.
Yeah.
And who knows? All the pieces were just kind of like in there.
Yeah, they may be there, they may not be.
Yeah, and I sold it as is.
Yeah. Well, it could be that they're super rare, and like they needed it for the pieces.
Just the one piece that they're missing, sure.
You know, the board game pieces are parts of it. You're like, you know, it could be super rare because there weren't many made because it didn't sell well.
Right.
You know, and it didn't sell well and it wasn't that great of a game, so everyone threw them away. You know, so there aren't many existing anymore. You know, like that stuff like that.
I could have punched my ex-wife. I had a collection of every single golden book. You know, the kids' book with the little golden, the binder for the books. They're little kids' books, but
Okay.
they're golden books. It's all the classic fairy tale
Oh,
stories.
yeah.
You know, golden books.
Yeah.
An entire collection.
Yeah.
In order, in its case that it comes in for all of it. She sold it, all of it, the whole thing for $1. And each one of those little books was worth like $8.
Yeah.
And as a whole collection, it was probably worth even more. And she just was like,
So good condition.
take it for $1.
Yard sale. Um, yeah. Yeah, flipping stuff on eBay is not as easy as people, think it is.
But my cousin Sean does them.
Yeah.
Buys stuff on eBay and then sells it.
Yeah.
And
Or flipping storage containers.
he's got his workstation where he cleans everything up real nice with alcohol swabs and everything, and takes nice pictures and looks up the information and lists it nice. He just
And there's people that find, all of that to be
they like it.
fixing, and so it's not. They can think that they're making a ton of money only because it's more hobby than it is job.
Sure.
You know, like fiddling and cleaning little things, cleaning the gunk off of old ring, like old costume jewelry or whatever,
Right.
selling it on eBay. You know, so like they like doing cleaning, like cleaning and stuff, like
Yeah.
organizing.
He likes electronics. So,
Yeah. Trying fixing stuff.
Yeah.
Um, which is great. You know, those people actually do make money at that because
They're providing a good service.
well, because they don't, you know, like they're not including calculations of their time
No.
in the calculation of how much they made.
Yeah, they're not.
But ultimately, that doesn't matter.
They're not figuring out how much they made per hour. They don't care.
Well, they may be figuring out per hour, but like they're not figuring out. They're not figuring in like what the costs of them working and you know, like
yeah.
say like the opportunity cost, like whether you as a business made money are like if you include your labor hours at a rate, you know.
Yeah, but if you're from home and you take a break whenever you feel like it, it's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like work.
Right. Well, that's why they don't put those calculations in there. Like, it's easier to say that you made money if you really enjoy doing the thing.
For sure. I could never go back to doing something I hate for 40 hours a week, no matter what the money is. I just couldn't do it. I'll go live in the woods first.
Yeah. Become destitute.
Yeah. I'm not working that hard. I might as well be building myself a cool tree fort or something.
Learning to smelt iron in the woods.
Yeah. We used to do a lot of that when I was a kid. We would melt down pop cans or anything we could get our hands on and make molds and heat it over the fire and make shit. We used to do it all the time. But,
It's funny how you need a shit ton of pop cans to make anything.
to make anything. There's not.
There's not a lot of metal in a single pop can.
And you got to get the temperature right.
There's almost as much metal in the pull tab as there is in the rest of the can.
And it smells too because it's got the liner on the
It's
inside that burns
flat.
out.
It's flat. There's plastic,
Yeah.
and there's ink on the outside. Plastic on the inside, ink on the outside. So.
But we use like buckshot and shit like that.
The aluminum buckshot.
Not aluminum, but
You make the whole lead.
we melt lead.
Yeah. Make sinkers. Fishing weights.
We would camp 2 out of 3 days over the summer when I was a kid. Just going home to resupply some food and shit.
There's a guy on YouTube that channel Primitive Technology.
Huh?
He's somewhere, and I think he's in New Zealand. And he literally, just literally in the woods by himself. Like, he's been.
Who is it? Because I watch a lot of those.
Primitive Technology, that's the
Okay,
channel.
I don't know that one. And New Zealand doing something earlier.
It's just in the woods. I'm pretty sure it's New Zealand. And he's been like he's trying to smelt iron. actually build something out of iron.
Oh, right, right. And actually make iron from scratch in the wild, right?
Correct. Yeah. Without digging up, without having an iron ore, he's found like he can. There's iron, like iron holding, iron producing bacteria. Like they're.
They eat everything else and leave the iron.
Yeah, well, it collects in them, or somehow, or whatever. So he collects this scum, and then like dries it out like this mud.
So he's getting like an eighth of an ounce.
Yeah, he builds and he's made little pellets of iron, like prills, what they're called. But like he makes charcoal.
Yeah.
And he's done it all in these huts that he's built himself. Like from material, from dirt, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's there.
He's got a stone tool. He's got a stone tool. It's just like a sharpened rock. He
If he was near a
hits
beach,
trees to break trees down.
yeah, if he was near a beach, he could just pan out a bunch of iron.
Late, he does that too. Like,
okay.
But he's like he had to build a pan to pan.
Oh, right. Yeah, you get him right.
He doesn't get anything for free. Like he doesn't. He's got the only thing that's out there with him is he's the camera.
He can't do
like in a
dry
drive.
shit.
Nope.
Like, no, that's cheating.
No, he didn't get no. There's no modern things. He
Gotcha.
just, he wears modern clothes. But he's often barefoot. He's often shirtless.
Right, sure.
And
I don't know about barefoot. That sounds awful.
He
One time we hiked way out in the freaking woods and camped, and we had just gotten hammock tents.
Mm-hmm.
But on our hike out there, we like crossed creeks and rivers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We just hiked somewhere instead of
Yep.
camp. Well, I set my shoes next to the fire before going to bed. When I woke up, there was nothing but the heels left.
Yeah.
And I had to hike all the way out of there with no shoes on, and it was the worst. It took hours and so long. It's horrible.
Well, and if you're not used to like,
Yeah,
he's clearly walks without shoes a lot.
you can definitely build up crazy calluses if you walk with no
Oh,
shoes.
yeah. But he, like built, like he's got a fired tile roof hut to work out of. He's built.
Like he built his own kiln? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He's fired bricks to fire tile, like
Oh, sure.
roof tiles. Like he's built the molds in a process to like mass produce roof tiles. Like stackable.
Which makes sense.
Then stacks them, piles them up on.
If you don't want to spend a month every year rebuilding your roof, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's built dozens of or at least a dozen thatched roof buildings, lean-tos. They rot. The thatching or the
Gotta replace it.
the fern thatching rots off or folds and falls down. They fall down in the rainy season.
I watch a lot of the survive for a month on nothing in the jungle or on a small island. You know what I mean? That doesn't have a lot of resources. But generally, they always have one good tool to start with, a little bit of food or something. You know what I mean? And
I mean, this guy's digging with a stick.
right. Generally, they have some kind of blade of some kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine starting with no blade.
Yeah, nope. He won't have a blade until he builds one. Until he makes one.
I like it. I'm going to check that out. That sounds wild.
got good at making pottery. You know, like fired,
Mm-hmm.
actual fired pottery.
That's
Waterproof. You know, ceramic jugs and stuff.
right.
Like,
That's not so bad if you can find if you can source good clay.
yeah, he's got good enough. Well, like he'll the what's it? I think it's called slaking. So he takes like the clay out of the riverbank and then just like turns it to slurry. You know,